In 2013, a young woman named Elisa Lam vanished without a trace. Her last moments, captured on a hotel security camera, sent chills down the spine of anyone who watched it. Elisa, a bright and vivacious 21-year-old Canadian student, was visiting Los Angeles on what should have been a trip of a lifetime. But what unfolded was a chilling story that still sends ripples of mystery and intrigue through the annals of the unexplained. The last known footage of Elisa shows her in the elevator of the Cecil Hotel, a place notorious for its dark history. The footage reveals a spectacle that is equal parts eerie and baffling. Elisa can be seen pressing multiple buttons on the elevator panel in a seemingly random sequence. Then she retreats to the corner as if hiding from an unseen entity. The most unsettling part? The elevator door remains open all this while, as though refusing to close. Elisa peeks out of the elevator, her body language suggesting fear and confusion. It's as if she's playing hide and seek with some invisible adversary. She steps in and out of the elevator a few times, her movements frantic and erratic. Then she steps out one final time, gesturing and talking to someone, or something, outside the elevator. The footage ends, and Elisa is not seen again until her body is discovered in the hotel's water tank weeks later. The circumstances of her death were chilling enough, but it's the theory that followed which sends an icy shiver down the spine. Some believe Elisa was playing a paranormal ritual known as the elevator game. A ritual said to transport the player to another dimension. A game that warns of a mysterious woman appearing on the 5th floor who must not be acknowledged or spoken to. Could Elisa have been playing the elevator game? Was it a benign exploration of the supernatural that turned into a deadly ordeal? Or was Elisa's behavior the result of an unseen terror, a horrifying real-life encounter with the paranormal? One thing is for sure, the mystery of Elisa Lam and the elevator game continues to haunt us to this day. The elevator game, a paranormal ritual believed to transport you to another dimension. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? This game, shrouded in mystique and intrigue, is more than just pressing buttons on an elevator panel. It's a journey, a process, a gateway into the unknown. The rules are simple, yet chilling. The ritual, straightforward, yet spine-tingling. Begin by finding a building with at least 10 floors, step into the elevator alone. If anyone else enters, it's over before it began. You must ride this spectral journey alone. Press the button for the 4th floor, but don't get out. When the doors slide open, you'll be greeted with an eerie silence, a hint of the supernatural journey that lies ahead. Quickly press the button for the 2nd floor. As the elevator descends, the air might feel heavier, the atmosphere denser. Don't let fear cloud your mind. From the 2nd floor you ascend to the 6th, then descend back to the 2nd. The elevator, your vessel, obeys your command, each button pressed a step deeper into the unknown. Now press the button for the 10th floor, hold your breath, feel your heart race. This is where things start to get really interesting. You must return to the 5th floor, the pivotal point of this ritual. As the doors open, a woman may enter the elevator. She's not what she seems. This mysterious entity may try to draw you into conversation. She may even take on the appearance of someone you know. But heed the most important rule of this game. Do not acknowledge her. Do not speak to her. If you followed the sequence correctly, when you press the button for the 1st floor, the elevator will ascend to the 10th floor instead. This is the moment of truth. If you choose to step out of the elevator, you've entered another dimension, an alternate reality where you are the sole inhabitant. But what if you choose to stay? Press the button for the 1st floor to start your journey back. Should the elevator ascend again, press any other floor's button until you descend. Once you've reached the 1st floor, check your surroundings carefully. If anything feels off, if anything seems unusual, do not step out. Repeat the process until you're certain you've returned to your own dimension. And the woman? She might be there when you return, she might not. If she is, remember, do not acknowledge her, do not speak to her. She might plead, she might cry, but you must ignore her. But remember, this is not a game for the faint-hearted. Ignore the woman, do not speak to her. This is the rule you must never break. Many have ventured into this game, some returning with chilling tales, others not so fortunate. Let's delve into the spine-chilling experiences shared by those who dared to play the elevator game. A participant, we'll call him John, recalls his haunting encounter. He followed the sequence meticulously, the elevator doors opening and closing, each floor carrying an eerie silence. Once he reached the 5th floor, he was met with the sight of a woman. Despite the warnings, curiosity got the best of John. He glanced at her, and in that moment he felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The woman's eyes, he claimed, were void of any human warmth or emotion. He immediately pressed the button for the first floor, but instead, the elevator ascended. John was filled with terror as he was not taken back to his original realm, but instead to a desolate, otherworldly dimension. A place that was eerily similar, yet hauntingly different. He was eventually able to return, but he claims he's never been the same since. Another tale tells of a woman, let's call her Jane. Jane played the game not out of curiosity, but to debunk the myths surrounding it. She reached the 5th floor, the woman entered, and Jane, like John, felt an overpowering fear. She quickly pressed the button for the 1st floor, but instead of returning to her dimension, she found herself in the same alternate reality. Jane describes it as a world devoid of life, with an omnipresent sense of doom. Unlike John, Jane couldn't return immediately. She was stuck in this dimension for what felt like an eternity. When she finally returned, she was physically unharmed but mentally scarred. Her skepticism replaced with a fear of elevators. These stories, although chilling, don't even begin to cover the myriad of experiences shared by individuals who have played the game. Some claim to have seen grotesque creatures in the alternate dimension. Others have heard whispers in a language they couldn't understand, and some have even reported physical ailments upon their return. But not all who play the game come back. There are stories of people who have vanished without a trace, their last known activity being the elevator game. These stories, although unverified, add to the terrifying reputation of this game. The elevator game, despite its chilling nature, continues to draw the curious and the brave. But it's not a game to be taken lightly. It's not about pressing buttons in a sequence. It's about venturing into the unknown, the otherworldly. It's a game that can leave you scarred, mentally and physically. It's a game that can take you to a place from where return is not always guaranteed. These tales serve as a warning. The elevator game is not for everyone. It's a journey into the unknown, and not everyone comes back the same. The elevator game, a simple yet eerie ritual, has captured the imagination of many. As we delve deeper into the mystery, we find ourselves entangled in a web of questions that challenge our understanding of reality. In this journey, we've explored the rules of this spine-chilling game, a ritual that supposedly opens a gateway to another dimension. It's a sequence of floors, a dance with destiny, if you will, where each button pressed on the elevator panel is a step closer to the unknown, a sequence that's said to lead us to the mysterious woman on the 5th floor, a specter of the other side who we're warned not to acknowledge lest we fall into her trap. We've also traversed the unnerving real-life incident of Elisa Lam, a tale that still sends shivers down our spines. A 21-year-old student whose last moments were captured on a security camera, pressing multiple buttons in an elevator, hiding in corners, and gesturing to an unseen entity. Was she playing the elevator game, or was she caught in a whirlwind of her own mental breakdown? The official verdict might have been accidental drowning, but the questions surrounding her demise, much like the game itself, remain unanswered. We've heard from those brave or perhaps foolish enough to play the game, their experiences varying from the mundane to the terrifying. Some have felt the chilling presence of the other dimension, while others have brushed it off as nothing more than an urban legend. And so, we find ourselves back where we started, standing at the edge of an enigma. The elevator game, a blend of the mundane and the supernatural, continues to intrigue and terrify. The origin, the rules, the experiences, and the chilling incidents all weave together to form a tale that defies explanation. The elevator game remains a mystery, a chilling tale of the unknown. If you're brave enough to play, remember the rules, beware the woman, and most importantly, ensure you can find your way back.